Hey, this is Mr. D with a whole bunch of Illustrator tips, tricks, and just basics. I'm going to go real fast, do as much as I can because my time is limited. So, first thing you do is you open up Illustrator. To open a new file, we go File, New, decide how big we want it to be. We'll make it letter size right now, and then click OK. Now, if I wanted to make it a different size, I would go to Document Setup right here, or if I couldn't find it right here, I would go up to File, Document Setup, Edit Artboards, and then I can put in what I want it to be. Let's say I want it to be 12 inches wide by 10 inches wide by 12 inches high. I could do that, and then I would click any tool over here, and it goes right to the new size. All right, there are windows like the Tools window and the Character and Paragraph window and Layers window. All these windows you can find under Window. So if you can't find the tools, you go to Window and Tools. There it is. No problem. As you can see, we have layers right here, and it's just like Photoshop. You can work in as many layers as you want. You can turn layers into template layers and use them to draw from. You can name layers by double clicking on them and giving them a new name. And you can work on any one of these layers. You can turn them off and on. It's really a cool way to organize a drawing. Okay, you can use rulers. And so I would go to View Rulers, Show Rulers, and it shows my rulers right here, which is nice. There are also guides that you can pull out of the rulers if you need to line things up. So I'm just going to go right into the ruler, and I'm just going to hold down and drag this guide right across. I can make one there. I can grab one out of here. I can grab as many as I want. And then I can line things up. They're really useful. They won't print. They're just for lining stuff up. Okay, drawing shapes. There's a rectangle tool, so I can draw rectangles and hold the Shift key down, and it constrains proportions to make a nice square. If I hold the mouse button down, I will get these other tools like the ellipse tool. So I can draw ellipses or hold the Shift key down and make a perfect circle, right? Stroke and fill, that's what's right here. In Illustrator, the line that I can see on this circle is called a stroke. What's inside is called a fill. Right now there's a black stroke and a white fill. If I wanted to change the fill, I would just double click the fill and choose any color. There's millions of colors to choose from. There we go. And I could choose the stroke and make it a different color. I can make it bigger if I go right up to here and I change the stroke size. So I can make it real thick. Okay. You move stuff around in Illustrator by using the black selection tool. So I click and I can just move this thing around up. They're called objects. And I can move these objects around all I want. Okay? Now, sometimes when you're trying to move things around real precise, sometimes they will sort of jerk. That's not happening right now because I have Smart Guides turned off. But if I turn Smart Guides on, then it's actually pretty cool. As you can see, these guides come out. See these lines? Then it actually helps you line things up. But it also tends to make that object want to go at a certain place on the screen. And if you don't want to use Smart Guides, then you go to View, turn Smart Guides off. Okay, Right now we're in preview mode, so we can see the colors, the size, the thickness of the lines, if this object is overlapping this object, for instance. But we just want to see the actual lines that are making up these objects. We can go to View, Outline, and that way I see only the actual line. It's actually a really nice way to make things perfect if you're really trying to line things up. Okay? Now, if I want to turn Preview back on, I go up to View, Preview. Okay? Now, rotating. I can rotate objects, or I can hold the Shift key down, select multiple objects, and I could rotate them. So I go over here to the Rotate tool, and I can freely rotate like this, okay? Or I can double click on the Rotate tool, and I can rotate it 45 degrees, whatever I want to do. Okay. Also, I can reflect objects. That means make them go backwards. All right. So let's take some text here, and we can rotate the text or anything else, any other objects we have. Okay. Let's grab a few of these things, and now if I want to reflect them or make them go backwards, the Reflect tool is underneath the Rotate tool. So I hold down the Rotate tool, click on the Reflect tool, double click, and then let's do a vertical reflect, and it looks like this. See? Okay, so you can reflect things. You can also scale things. So if I want everything here to be bigger or smaller, let's say I can select everything, go to the Scale tool, and double click it, and then decide how big I want it to be. I could make it 113%, okay, or whatever I need it to be. Now, I can also cut lines, okay? So let's say I had let's say I wanted to cut up this ellipse, so I would take the Scissors tool, which is underneath the Eraser tool. Scissors tool, not the knife, the Scissors tool. And I would go over here, and wherever I go right on that line, and I can cut, and I click it, and it cuts it. So what that does is that pulls that apart. Okay? And it cuts it. Now, if I want to put two lines together, because right now these are two separate pieces. If I want to make it into one piece, I would zoom in. Okay? And I might even go to the outline. And I would line these up, and I would put these two endpoints right on top of each other, or pretty close to right on top of each other. Then I would take the white arrow, the direct selection tool, and then select both points that are right on top of each other. Then I would go to Object, Path, Join. There you go. Now it's one piece. Beautiful, right? Okay, so let's go to the Object menu. There's some cool things in the Object menu. And see, I'm not going to tell you everything because I don't have time. So I'm going to just tell you about the Object menu. And that's right here. All kinds of neat things in the Object menu. So let's take something. Let's say that I wanted to put this circle behind this box. Well, since I created it after I created the box, it's going to be in front of the box, but I want to put it behind the box. So I would click on the circle, go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, and it puts it behind. If I wanted to bring it back, I could say Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. Okay? Some other things you can do with the in the Object menu, you could take all of these pieces, let's say, and select them, and then go Object, Group. Now I only need to to click on one of them and they're all grouped together, so I could move them as a group or keep them as a group. If I wanted to ungroup them, I would click on the group, go up to Object, and Ungroup. Now, there are a ton of other things you can do in Illustrator, but these basics will certainly get you started. Have fun.